The big two in the champion chase were out this week. I'll give you my assessment of both their runs and who I feel will win the champion chase this season. We'll also look at all the other contenders for Cheltenham who run this week. The big guns in the champion chase were out this week. Jonbon and Fabiolo. So we'll start with Jonbon. I thought it was a really nice performance actually from a horse who was always going to be pestered in this race with Haddock's Desobo, a really good horse who had his ground, was going to jump well, was going to put him under pressure. And although he sat second, he had the perfect stalking horse in Edward Stone behind him as well. So it was never going to be an easy race for Jonbon on this ground. I thought he jumped really well apart from one poor jump. I was really impressed with Jonbon. I have been impressed with him on both his runs this season. It remains to be seen whether he can put it up to a superior rival last season in Fabiolo. But he certainly is getting his season on track. He's done really well this year. I thought this was an impressive performance on ground. I don't think he would have liked this ground. And he certainly had rivals who could put it up to him. This was not... I don't think his price was really reflective of his chance because he was only 130 on. And I thought he was more of a 4-6 chance in this race. There was reasons to believe he could be beaten in this race. And the fact that he's won quite nicely is a real credit to him. I thought it was a really nice performance from Jonbon. After that assessment of Jonbon, it was over to Fabiolo at Cork in the Hilly Way. It wasn't the performance really that made me think that I still would favour Fabiolo. It was just, he just looks such a beast of a horse. I mean, a 4-length win over Full Door's not really going to cut it, but he had 3 gears to go up from this. He just looks a horse I cannot see being beaten at Cheltenham. Of course, he could throw in some bad jumps there. Today he was very good. It's just I cannot see him being beaten, even as good as Jonbon was yesterday. I can't see Fabiolo being beaten in the champion chase. He just looks a bit of a monster, to be honest. Mascada was a little bit disappointing in this race. I suppose, in truth, it wasn't much of a race today, but he's won really, really easily. I am in his camp for the champion chase. Not for money. I won't back anything in the champion chase at the prices they are now. I just feel that he's going to beat Jonbon again, as good as Jonbon was. On Thursday at Clonmel, a horse who cost me quite a bit last season. He wasn't a bet for the videos, but I talked about him a lot. My old mate, Sanha, or Chapeau de Soleil. I thought he was really good on Thursday, actually. He won really nicely. Now, he did really rattle the 4th hurdle, and he had a poor jump at the 2nd last as well, but he got one tap from the whip from Patrick Mullins, and he shot clear. He didn't beat a whole lot. That can't be denied. But I don't think we saw anywhere near the best of this horse last year. I was told on numerous occasions during the first half of the season that this horse was trouncing everything at home. Then he had a small setback after being beaten, and he was never really ready for the rest of the season. Finished 10th in the champion bumper. Now, he came from almost last, side through the field, and was finishing faster than anything, really. I'm hoping we'll see the best of him. Now, I'll never get the money that I lost on him back, but I might win some off him this season, and I'm hoping that could be the case. Now, he ran over 2 miles 4, so he's only going to be a possible Ballymore horse, but probably a Bartlett horse, but he was really good in this performance. I think he could be a big horse going forward. I really hope so, because I hate when I get information about horses and they don't do so well, and I've put it on the videos and told people that I've heard this horse is really good and he doesn't amount to much. So maybe, although he was costly last season, he can pay his way this season. I was really impressed with his seasonal debut, and hopefully he can build on this. I'd imagine the Nathaniel Lacey at the Dublin Racing Festival will be the next run for this horse, but really, really good to see him back on track. On Friday, Stay Away Faye outpointed Giovinco. Now Giovinco came cruising here, absolutely cruising at the second last, and looked like there was only one winner. But Stay Away Faye is the eternal battler. He looked like he was going to be beaten in the Albert Bartlett last season, and he pulled it out the fire. He just stays and stays. He's the rightful favourite for the Brown Advisory. I would worry that a more progressive rival than him on better ground might do him for a toe, but it won't be for the want of trying, because this horse will battle. Giovinco is receiving weight here now. I don't think his yard are in that great form. They've had a lot of big name, high profile disappointments such as Korak Rambler, Ahoy Seigneur, Apples Away. So maybe he has a little bit more to give, but he's going to have to find a lot to beat Stay Away Faye, because he's come here looking like he's going to win 10 lengths, and he's ended up being beaten and getting weight. He is quite a good horse, but I think Stay Away Faye is very strong in the finish. He's going to be a hard horse to beat. He's maybe a little skinny for the Brown Advisory at 5-1, but he's going to be hard to beat, that's for sure. A very nice performance from him. It's very difficult to know what to make of Love Envoy's run. Looked like she was not wanting to take part at some points in the race, but stayed on really nicely to finish second. But really, is second to Not So Sleepy good enough? You Wear It Well was a little bit disappointing as well. The race without Constitution Hill may not have taken on a lot of resemblance to a champion hurdle trial. More of a mare's hurdle trial, really. Love Envoy, I suppose, can take some credit from staying on into second. It's just that being well beaten by Not So Sleepy isn't that great form, really, for a horse who I would have thought would have beaten Not So Sleepy. And You Wear It Well, it's a little bit disappointing that she wasn't closer in this race. For me, the Henry VIII will have no bearing on the Arkle whatsoever. I think if any horse was going to come out of this and look like he could perhaps, get on the coattails of the top Irish horses, it may have been JPR1. He made a bad mistake, and although Le Patron's improving fast, I don't see him figuring in an Arkle with any real chance of winning. At Navan, there were some good performances. I said, I think in episode 2, that I was really impressed with Slade Steele and that he was gonna upset the apple cart of a big reputation or two further down the line, and he's done that in this race. He's turned over Lecky Watson, Stellar Sorry, and Better Days Ahead in good fashion. He's not flashy, he doesn't look great, but he does his job, and Slade Steele is one to keep taking forward. He looked a nice horse in this race. Also on the card, Indiana Dream. He dented some big rivals as well in this race. Hidden Valley Lake, St. Felician. It was a nice win. It's hard to know where he goes from here, what sort of targets they'll have for him. But a nice winning debut over fences from this horse, and a lot to look forward to. Also on the card, My Trump Card won the bumper, and I think the bumper that he was second in last time out to Spring de la Mer is looking extremely strong at the moment. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing Gavin Cromwell's horse again. So I'm not sure that My Trump Card will go to Cheltenham for the bumper. I think he may go over hurdles soon. That's not confirmed, and it could be that My Trump Card will feature in the champion bumper, but I'm more interested in Spring de la Mer for the champion bumper, Gavin Cromwell's horse. He unleashed 2 that weekend that both looked good horses. The other one was a mare. So we'll see how they go going forward. As for Glory, enhanced the form of Croke Park. He stayed on well to win the Grade 2. Don't think it was much of a race after Mahon's Way. He just cut out really quickly in this race. I was disappointed with this race, and I was disappointed with the Mare's Chase as well, which Silent Approach won. Sent a little disappointing for me. Harmonia Maker looking like she needs to go on a left-handed track. But in truth, probably a little underwhelming, and possibly you're still looking at the top three in the market: Allegory di Vasi, Dino Blue, and Halka de Taber, to be the horses you'd be focusing on for the Mayor's Chase. I did feel that Harmonia Maker could have thrown her hat in the ring here, and also Zenta, but to be honest, both were a little disappointing to my eye. Concluding the video and looking at the viewing stats for the last couple of weeks, it's the views are down. Not so many people are watching the videos, but more people are contacting me. I do find it hard to just put selections up. I can't really start putting selections up on my videos. I do talk about the horses who impressed me. Slade Steel, as I mentioned in episode 2, he has taken more reputations down in his win yesterday. But there are so many novice hurdlers coming out at the moment that are impressive. But can you really nail your colours to the mast already in these markets where so many of them are looking good? Because only 3 of these novice hurdlers will win at Cheltenham. There is only one winner of the Supreme, one winner of the Ballymore, one winner of the Albert Bartlett. And I don't think you can be sure, because probably some contenders haven't even come out yet. I don't know how you can be sure that these horses that you're backing at the moment are going to be the best in those divisions. Are they even going to run in that division? So really difficult to make assessments at the moment. Really difficult to put horses up as bets. I did have a small dabble this week. I backed Facile Vega for the Arkle and Halka de Taber in a dabble for the Mayor's Chase, because I feel Facile Vega being out earlier in the season, I'm worried about Marine Nationale not being out yet this season. The lack of runs for Marine Nationale over fences, and is he going to cut it over fences? I just feel Halka de Taber is a little bit of value still, although, you know, I wouldn't want her to be any shorter than she is. She hasn't really gone into graded company in a chase yet. People have asked me about Halka de Taber for the Turners, and I can't really see her going in the Turners. 6 to 1 at the moment, but really, is she going to go into Turners? She's going to face probably Gaelic Warrior, possibility of playing, being in against Corbett's Cross. Would Elliott not have any other horses for that race? Was Found a 50 really that bad? That's another thing that I wonder about. Was Found a 50? Everyone wants to make excuses for Impere Pass being beaten by a stronger stayer in Tehupu, because that's all really that happened to Found a 50. A stronger stayer outstayed him, really. He looked the winner. He probably should have won the race, but a stronger stayer beat him. I think he could be a bit of value at 25 to 1. I didn't see too much wrong with his run. But it's a little bit early to be getting involved in the anti-post markets. We've seen what happened when I did, not for the videos, but I did dip my toe in and back to Rocco, and he's out for the season. So very difficult at the moment to be putting anti-post bets up. Difficult to assess the markets really without seeing all the horses who may run. And I think you have to keep your powder dry. People don't want to do that though, and that is why my videos don't get a lot of watches and videos, because I won't put bets up for the sake of it. So I hope you have a good week until next week. The big Christmas racing is coming up. I'll assess any contenders that run next week. But for now, I'll say have a good week. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.